get money, don't make no money. They see I'm getting shine, they wanna take some from me. I do carry, in case I gotta make them bloody. They be giving me brain, when they know that ain't they study. Mac 11, 5'11 with extendo cock, Glock aiming at his feet.
Hey bitches, it's me, JK, but never been no motherfucking joke. Today we're gonna be reacting to Nicki Minaj versus Remy Ma, who really won. Insatiable and Seize Up are out now, and then at the end of this video I'll be previewing a new song called Who Is You that's coming out today at 3 p.m. So make sure y'all stay to the end of that, please and thank you. The fuck? Let's get into the gig.
Remy Ma has an interesting career story, being that her music seemed to have two lives, and both of those lives were very short-lived. In both of those times, feuding seemed to overshadow Remy as an artist. Remy rose to the spotlight as a member of the Terror Squad, which was a hip-hop collective consisting of other rappers like Fat Joe and Big Pun. Remy was the only woman in the group. The collective made their presence known with the now classic 2004 hit, Lean Back, which landed in the #1 spot. Remy's solo career didn't have that same prosperity, although songs such as Conceited and Whatever would gain some traction on hip-hop radio. Remy would have some unforeseeable issues with her debut album, There's Something About Remy, based on a true story, released in 2006, to little fanfare, with Remy ultimately being upset with how the label handled the album, resulting in many disagreements and arguments with her label. It obviously wasn't the breakout moment she had anticipated. Remy Ma was involved in many feuds, most notably one with Foxy Brown that began in 2004, and even ended up with multiple alleged physical altercations. The feud has persisted, even with Foxy releasing a diss towards Remy as late as 2017. After Remy...
And this just goes to show that motherfuckers that are so delusional and think that all female rappers got along back then and it was just this big kumbaya group thing. No, the fuck it wasn't. Hip hop has always been about beef and out rapping motherfuckers. Stop lying to yourself.
Ma's debut album stalled, she decided to keep working on music, and as she was gearing up for her second album, she found her way into legal trouble. In July 2007, Remy was arrested for shooting Makita Barnes Joseph at a Manhattan night spot. She was found guilty on assault, weapons, and attempted coercion. In May of 2008, she was sentenced to 8 years in prison, even though Remy claims that the shooting was an accident. While in jail, she released a few mixtapes. She also took notice of the current female rap scene, and she acknowledged what she felt was a diss from Nicki Minaj. In 2007, Nicki dropped the song Dirty Money, which says, "Tell that bitch with the crown to run it like Chris Brown. She won 3 rounds, I'ma need 100 though, like Chinatown. Bitches better bow down. Oh, you ain't know? Bitches better know, now. I got a gun, let her know that I'm the one." Which Remy felt was about her, although there has been speculation that the diss is also about Lil' Kim.
But at the very end of that song, she always said, "Who's your best MCs, Nick, Fox, and Kim?" Oh wait, never mind, she didn't say Remy. Never mind.
It's worth noting that beforehand, Remy had dropped a track proclaiming herself the queen of rap. On the track she says, "I'm the queen of rap and there's none higher," which is why she might have felt the line from Nicki was directed to her. Nicki rarely confirms who her disses are about. She is quoted saying that she doesn't make diss records, she makes hit records with disses on them.
Fact.
The funny thing is, there are even rumors that Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma had some type of relationship going on back then, which were shut down. She also sent love to Nicki and said there's no beef.
What kind of relationship? They talking about like sexually? Let me know in the comments below, because I don't think Nicki would do that. No, with Remy.
However, in a 2010 interview, the tune would switch. Remy Ma said, "To this day, I still feel like the song is a stab at me. I'm gonna diss Minaj back for that one." And boy, did she keep her word. She even reportedly confronted Nicki about the line in person at the time of its release. After Remy's release from jail, she shouted Nicki out for sending her love during her time away. Even when you get to people like Nicki throughout my entire vid, numerous times I've seen interviews she's done where she like, "Free Remy," or "Tell Rem holla at me," she said. So I could definitely say on my behalf, I haven't gotten any shade from any of them, old school, new school, nothing. Remy even called Nicki a wonderful woman in one of her interviews. She also remixed a few Nicki songs, such as Only and Truffle Butter in 2016. Remy Ma would gain momentum in her career again after featuring on the Fat Joe song All the Way Up, which eventually went 3 times platinum, becoming Remy's first platinum record. She then sent out love to Nicki for winning a BET award that year. Things slowly began to turn for the worse after the track Money Showers was released later that year, with Remy taking direct aim at her opponent, claiming she the queen. What? Not hardly. Who the fuck gave you your crown, bitch? Steve Harvey? Remy then threw digs about a ghostwriter in a freestyle, and soon after Nicki would unleash 2 verses on the song Swalla and Make Love. In Swalla she says, I gave these b****s 2 years, now your time's up. Bless her heart, she throwing shots, but every line sucks. But it was really—
I'm in that cherry red form with the brown guts. My shit slapping like dude did LeBron nuts, bitch.
Make Love that generated the most buzz. Oh, you the queen of this here? 1 platinum plaque, album flopped,
Bitch,
where? See Silly Rabbit, to be the queen of rap. You gotta sell records, you gotta get plaques. S plural like the S in my chest. Now sit your down, you got an F on your test. Which many assume to be reference towards Remy getting her first platinum record that year, and the collaborative album she dropped with Fat Joe not being a commercial hit. 2 days later, Remy Ma unleashed a scathing 7-minute diss track titled Shether that set the internet ablaze. It mentions everything and digs deep, from her family to her alleged surgeries to her alleged behind-the-scenes antics. Shether was a moment well received by hip-hop culture, which hadn't really had such a big female rapper feud in a while that involved such an explosive diss track. She followed Shether by releasing a second diss track called Another One, which didn't get the same response. She even appeared on Wendy Williams in funeral attire, stating that Nicki had been doing shady things behind the scenes, which prompted her to release the diss.
It's so crazy my bitch had wore all black to that motherfucking interview, not knowing that that was the start of the end of her ever having a rap career again. Like, it's over for Remy. It's not happening no more. She's done.
Nicki's
Even though I
response
feel like
took
she
a while,
could, but she done.
and many thought she may not respond. And some argue that she should have never responded. Nicki is a more commercial rapper. Remy has a history in battle rapping, so her disses and conviction work much better on battle rap songs and diss songs. Nicki did eventually respond with No Frauds alongside Lil Wayne and Drake, which she got some criticism for because it was a very commercial song, it wasn't the strongest diss, and she also had a supporting cast. In a way, the Remy Ma Nicki feud kind of mirrors Pusha T and Drake to me. Both of the diss tracks by Pusha and Remy were effective and what they set out to do. And I don't really think there was a way that Nicki or Drake could compete with the initial impact these disses made. And in Nicki's case, it's kind of a double-edged sword. While I think her maybe not responding would have been a better option, she likely would have gotten pushback for not responding, because that's just the way of diss tracks in hip-hop. She was already getting flack for the amount of time it took to respond, and being that Nicki has referred to herself as the queen of rap, and given her success and experience, I do think an expectation was placed upon her to respond. What you know is fair. Now, Remy definitely became too pushy about this beef, where every interview—
But I don't feel like you have to respond to a bitch that's not on your level. Like, why the fuck would you have to respond to that?
every song, every award show, it was something relating to Nicki. And it's never a good idea to have supporters that don't support you for you, but instead support you to spite someone else. In 2017, Remy dethroned Nicki's 7-year run as the best female hip-hop artist at the BET Awards, and she opens up the acceptance speech by reciting Shether. Retrospectively, I do feel like this award was given to Remy off of the explosiveness of Shether, because it's not like Remy had a collection of running songs or anything. You could also argue that Nicki's 2017 music wasn't the strongest, however it's still much more prevalent than Remy's music. Nicki also made a lot of posts about her accomplishments during this time. This beef and the criticism she got seemed to really get to her, to the point that she had to remind people of what she's achieved in her career. Remy would eventually become a reality TV star, and while she toured her debut album continuously, even releasing buzz singles Wake Me Up with Lil Kim, Melanin Magic with Chris Brown, and Company with A Boogie, the album never came. The album was reportedly titled 7 Winters, 6 Summers. Somewhere along the lines, Remy was removed from the Columbia Records website prompting people to believe she had been dropped. In 2020, she announced that she had changed the name of her album to her birth name, Reminisce. And well, we all know about Nicki Minaj and her career, so there's no need for updating. So as the saying goes, it can be said that Remy won the battle and Nicki won the war. Because while Shether had an impact on both of their careers and public image, it only sparingly gave Remy an edge, especially since she didn't have her own bigger songs coming out and really capitalizing on all the hype. Remy has gone on record saying that she's not really proud of Shether, like people would expect her to be. It just bothers me that this record that I put out where it's literally picking apart a female.
Okay, that's the end of that. I can't do it no more. But anyway, of course, Nicki won that whole entire motherfucking battle. She won the battle and the motherfucking war. There was no battle in the beginning. In order for there to be a battle, you have to actually be able to infiltrate someone else's spot, and Remy was not that person. She cannot do everything that Nicki